Meeting between the top two scorers in the league in Luka Doncic and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Mavs and the Bucks in Dallas. Here's Doncic connecting on the fadeaway three. Then with the drive and the fadeaway jumper. He had 16 points in the first quarter alone. Those two would put the Mavs up 33-30. Highlights in the second quarter start with Josh Green driving baseline and finishing with the reverse jam. Take a look at that one more time. The Mavs still leading the way 42-36 at that point, but the Bucks would take the lead before the half. Here's Chris Middleton pulling up and hitting the three. Then Bobby Portis missing here, but Pat Connaughton is there to grab the board and get it back to Portis for the slam. That would put the Bucks up 50-40. More Giannis in the third, this time muscling his way through the defense and getting the layup to go and one, and he'd make that free throw. Then Holiday with a dish to Giannis yet again, who would throw it down. More Luka in the third as well, here with the steal and throwing it down on the other end. You've got to look at that not once, but twice, because you have to see the bench's reaction. The Mavs up 75-66. Into fourth quarter highlights, Spencer Dinwiddie going through the defense and throwing down the dunk, putting the Mavs up 86-76. These two giving the Mavs the 10-point lead, but Giannis would bring the Bucks back. Here he is with the jumper. Then getting into the paint for the bucket plus the foul. Now this would tie things up at 94 apiece. Then with less than 3 minutes to go in the game, here he is yet again making contact with Tim Hardaway Jr. on a three and would foul out. The Bucks leading the way by one at that point, and the Mavs would capitalize. More Dinwiddie throwing it down, another big dunk, then Luka putting Brook Lopez in the mixer and laying it in. Those two would put the Mavs back up by 105-104. George Hill on the inbound to Lopez for the layup on the other end. Then with 2.4 seconds to go, Luka gets the look, down one, but it's no good. And the Bucks hold on to win it 106-105.
Visiting Kevin Durant and the Nets in Brooklyn. First quarter action for Brooklyn. Joe Harris finds Kevin Durant inside for the layup. Then Kevin Durant knocks down the jumper. One dribble pull-up. Brooklyn's up 20-17. Also in the first quarter, Trae Young drives. He scores the layup plus the foul. He makes the free throw. Brooklyn still up by 2. For Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving brings it up. He hits the three. Brooklyn up 55-45. Trae Young with the ball off the dribble, dances a bit. He knocks down the three. Trae Young again. One dribble step back. He knocks down the jumper. Brooklyn only up by 1 now, 61-60. Kevin Durant drives for the layup. It's good. Brooklyn up 63-63. Irving gives it up, but gets it back. He hits the three. Brooklyn up by 10, 82-72. And then Bogdanovich heats up. Bogdanovich hits the three. Bogdanovich knocks down another three. Bottom of the net. Bogdanovich with the ball again, puts it on the floor, uses the pivot very effectively, knocks down the jumper. Atlanta up by 1 now, 97-96. Kevin Durant keeping Brooklyn in, drives, throws down the dunk. Nets moving the ball. Durant knocks down the three. Brooklyn up by 2, 111-109. Trae Young for the Hawks lobs it. Clint Capella for the dunk off the backboard. Trae Young, eyes up, ball up high up the glass. Capella goes and gets it. Brooklyn up 113-111. Seth Curry finds Kevin Durant. He finds the bottom of the net. 116-111. Brooklyn is taking on Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. In the first quarter, Joel Embiid drives in for the layup off the dribble, it's good. Joel Embiid drives the lane for the big one-handed slam. Joel Embiid off the dribble, so powerful, one hand throws it down. Bench loving it. 6 seconds left in the quarter. Shake Milton to Joel Embiid for the fadeaway corner three-pointer at the buzzer. Embiid, 20 points, 8 for 9. Halftime score, 61-59. Philly up. Westbrook to LeBron James for the layup in the third. Then for Philly, Melton forces the turnover on Schroeder. Sixers the other way. Matisse Thybulle to DeAnthony Melton for the layup. James Harden hits the pull-up in transition. 3 is good. Philadelphia up 102-84. Russell Westbrook, alley-oop pass to Anthony Davis for the layup. Philadelphia up 104-95. James Harden to Melton. Melton finds the bottom of the net for 3. Philly up 111-95. Russell Westbrook drives in for the layup for the Lakers. LeBron James, transition layup, plus the foul. He makes the free throw. Philly still up by 5. Joel Embiid finds Melton. Bottom of the net. Philadelphia up 118-110. Bad pass by Melton. PJ Tucker tries to save it, but turns it over. Pat Beverly to Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves for 3. Philadelphia up by 2. 7.1 seconds left. Sixers inbounding the ball. Davis gets the steal and is fouled in the layup attempt. Davis makes the first free throw and misses the second. James Harden rebounds, but time expires before the Sixers can get a shot off. It's tied at 120 at the end. PJ Tucker finds James Harden for the transition layup plus the foul. Harden makes the free throw. James Harden puts it on the deck, pulls up with the jumper. It's good. Philly up 1.
Devin Booker and the Suns in New Orleans to take on Zion Williamson and the Pelicans, and a whole lot of Zion early on. Here he is in the first, crossing over, getting the layup to go and one. And he'd make that free throw and put the Pels up 8-7. Here's Chris Paul on the other end with the CP3 from the top of the key, putting the Suns up 18-10. Cameron Payne with the steal. Book getting the loose ball and taking it down for the dunk to put the Suns up 23-14. Here's more Zion. Williamson spinning down the lane for the layup and giving the Pels the lead yet again. CP3 on the other end to DeAndre Ayton to tie things up at 42. Here's Larry Nance Jr. with the defensive rebound and gets it ahead to Marshall, who lobs it up to Williamson for the alley-oop slam. Those two would put the Pels up 52. Here's CJ McCollum in the third quarter getting the runner to go off the glass. Then McCollum getting it done defensively, the steal off CP3 and sending it ahead to Williamson for the layup and one, and he'd make another free throw. McCollum and Williamson had 11 points in that third quarter. Here's more Payne finding Ayton for the runner. The Pels, though, still leading the way 90-82. CP3 pulling up for 3 more in the fourth. Then Paul, yet again for 3. And that would cut their deficit to just 1. Williamson getting the steal here off Booker and taking it all the way down for the one-handed slam. Then more from Zion, this time crossing the lane for another big one, and you've got to see that more than once. These two would put the Pels up 115-110 in the fourth. Here's more from Nance, this time to Williamson at the other end. Look at this. The windmill slam as time expires. But unsurprisingly, at the end of the game, things would get a bit chippy between the teams. That would put the Pels up 128. Ja Morant and the Grizzlies hosting the Detroit Pistons in Memphis. Highlights start in the first quarter with Morant driving in for the crossover and finishing with the lefty layup, putting the Grizz up 10-2 early on. Later in the first, more Morant, this time to Steven Adams, who'd finish the alley-oop, putting the Grizz up 17-9. Then Corey Joseph to Bojan Bogdanovic on the other end. Bogdanovic had 19 points in the game. The Grizz still leading the way 23-19. Then Dylan Brooks driving in for the dunk, and those two would put Memphis up 32-23. Alec Burks to Kevin Knox for three to tie things up at 40 apiece. Then more Morant driving in, and the keeper. This time, Adams to Jackson Jr. for three. That would put the Grizz up 56-48, and they'd lead the way. And Brooks in third quarter highlights driving in for the tough layup. Then Brooks to Jackson Jr. for three more. Brooks had 16 points in the game, and Jackson Jr. had 20. Here's Morant later in the third to John Conchar for the dunk. Then Morant to Santi Aldama for three. The Grizz leading 91-74. Tyus Jones in the fourth quarter to Williams for the dunk on the other end. The Grizz still leading the way 103-84. Then, late in the game with 5.5 to go, Rodney McGruder missing the layup, but Adams gets the rebound and unfortunately goes down and would have to leave the game. The Grizzlies leading the way 109-91 at that point. You all can stay with NBA.com for the latest on his status. Morant to Brandon Clark for the alley-oop, 15 points for Morant, and
Julius Randle and the Knicks visiting Charlotte. In the first quarter, Julius Randle makes the three to take an early lead for the Knicks. Knicks are up 16-13. Moving on to the second quarter. Kelly Oubre drives in, makes the floater. Hornets on the break. They get it to Oubre for the bucket, plus the foul. He makes the free throw. Hornets up 29-26 over the Knicks. Brunson drops it off to Mitchell Robinson for the short layup. Knicks up by 2, 37-35. Julius Randle leads the way for the Knicks at the end of the first half. Randle finds a way to score under the basket with 4 defenders around him. Makes it look so easy. Randle drives, makes the pull-up jumper this time. Julius Randle putting in work. Top of the key, deep three is good. Knicks up 53-44 the Knicks. RJ Barrett drives, makes the and one layup. He makes the free throw. Knicks up 66-56. In the third for the Hornets, Terry Rozier hits the three. He cuts it to 6. Knicks up 71-65. RJ Barrett, he makes the three. This time from the corner. It's good. Knicks up 76-66. Loose ball, Knicks on the break. Barrett ends up with it under the bucket for the finish. Barrett had 26 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Jalen Brunson with the ball finds Julius Randle. Randle finds the bottom of the net for 3. Julius Randle, 33 points and loose as the Pacers take on the Wizards. Halliburton takes it strong to the basket for 2. Indiana up 9-0. For the Wizards, Kyle Kuzma knocks down the step-back 3. Kuzma again with the ball, knocks down another 3, his 4th in the first quarter. Kuzma, 12 points in the first. Mathurin crashes the offensive boards for the tip-in. Pacers up 48-44. Kristaps Porzingis didn't miss a shot in the first half. Kristaps off the glass in the fadeaway. Porzingis backs down, but he yields for the hook shot. And then again with a strong move in the paint for 2. Porzingis, 20 points, 9 for 9 from the field in the first half. Buddy Hield for the Pacers drives and banks in the runner. Buddy pulls up for the long jumper. Hield had 19 points, 8 for 9 from the field in the first half. Halliburton with a nifty reverse layup for 2. Pacers up 69-63, 60% in the first half. In the third quarter, Kyle Kuzma goes to work for 2. Tyrese Halliburton playmaking. It's on full display in the third. Off the screen, passes to Nembhard for 3. Halliburton leading the break finds Miles Turner for the dunk. Halliburton drops it off to Buddy Yield, who walks into a three. Pacers up 81-78. Pacers. Yield takes it to Porzingis for the tough layup. Then knocking down the jumper with the shot clock expiring. Buddy Yield, season high, 28 points, 12 for 19 from the field. Halliburton ices the game with the sidestep three. Halliburton had 23 points and a... Sacramento, they move the ball. Harrison Barnes knocks down the three-pointer. That's the beginning of the barrage. Keegan Murray, he knocks down a three-pointer. Sacramento on fire. Barnes kicks it out to Murray. Corner three is good. The Kings were 7 for 9 from behind the arc in the first quarter. Murray was 4 for 4. Malik Monk gets inside, hits the turnaround jumper. Sacramento up 34-20. Darius Garland knocks down the step-back three. Then Osman kicks it out to Karis LeVert for 3. Sacramento up 46-42. Half turns, drives, pump fakes, gets the layup. Barnes had 20 points. 5 for 9 from the field. Sacramento up 63-58. Karis LeVert drives, finds Evan Mobley cutting to the basket for the dunk. LeVert drives, spins in the air, makes the floater. Karis LeVert with the degree of difficulty off the charts. Evan Mobley running the break, finds Cedi Osman for the layup. 17 points for Cedi off the bench. Cleveland up 95-87. Mitchell passes up ahead. Kevin Huerter drills the three. Mitchell finds Murray for the open three. Murray 18 points, 6 for 8 from behind the arc. Huerter misses the floater, but Sabonis gets the putback. Sacramento finishes the game on a 19-0 run. Final score. And the Magic hosting the Toronto Raptors in the first quarter. Game's tied at 7. Franz Wagner gets the steal and finger rolls it in. Orlando's up 9-7. Still in the first quarter, Magic's lead is at 8. Paolo Banchero driving to the paint. Nice touch off the glass to score. Banchero off the dribble with the scoop. Orlando's up 21-11. First quarter winding down. Wagner pulls up for the long three and drains it. 37-25. Then in the second, Pascal Siakam on the break finds Gary Trent Jr., who finds the bottom of the net for 3. Scores tied at 47 apiece. Second quarter, game's tied at 62 here. Banchero with the crossover. 3-point shot is good. Orlando's up 65-62. Magic back up 10. Wagner taking it from the top of the key. Drives between a couple of Raptor defenders. Gets the and one to go. Orlando up 78-66. Raptors trailing by 10. Raptors in transition. Siakam throws down the dunk. Orlando's up 90-82. Banchero drives, throws it off the glass, hits the deck on a foul, but the shot falls. Banchero with the tough basket. Orlando's up 92-84. Banchero drives down the middle of the lane, dunks, swings on the rim. Orlando up 100-93. Raptors keeping it close. Siakam drives, misses, but the putback is good. 3-point game. Magic lead at 2. Fultz with a nice find to Mo Wagner, who hits the pull-up jumper. Orlando up by 4. Game's tied here. Fultz shot doesn't go, but who else but Franz Wagner there for the tip-in. Franz Wagner, right place, right time. Good position, perfect putback. Orlando's up 111-109. Final score.
Gobert back in Utah, the two teams that made the blockbuster trade of the offseason. Kyle Anderson with the alley-oop to Gobert in the first quarter, then Austin Rivers with the assist to Gobert for yet another slam. The Wolves leading the way 33-30 at that point. Into second quarter highlights, Mike Conley getting the floater to go, cutting their deficit, but the Wolves still up by 6. More Gobert later in the second, the Euro step and the finish over the defense, putting the Wolves up 60-46, and they lead the way at the half, 61-46. Into third is with the baseline turnaround jumper, plus the foul. Then Clarkson driving, Horton scooping it to Walker Kessler for the reverse slam. Take a look at that one more time. 21 points for Clarkson and 3 assists. That just one of them. Malik Beasley later in the third, driving and dropping in the floater. The Wolves still up 77-71. Then off the Gobert turnover here in transition, Talen Horton-Tucker to Conley for 3 more. He had 17 points and 6 assists off the bench, and that would tie things up at 79 apiece. More slow-mo this time with the alley-oop to Gobert for the flush, 22-13 for him back in Utah. Then more Conley swinging it to Beasley for 3 more. He was 5 of 12 from 3, but finished with 23 points. Here's D'Lo putting the game away. D'Angelo Russell with the triple. Then would get free with the pump fake and drain yet another 3. 12 of 16 from the field for him. He finished with 30 points. And the Wolves win.